guys, Katie Huller here with Kids Can Read and Write. Today I'm going to help you convert singular words that end with an F into their plural form. Now, what does singular mean? That just means there's only one of something. And what does plural mean? That means there is more than one of something. So let's go. So normally when we want to take a singular word like leaf, and turn it into its plural, normally we would just add an S to it. But in words that end with F, this is not correct. That's not what we want to do. So these are a little bit different. So if you have one leaf, that works out great. But if you have more than one, we don't say leaves. We say leaves. Now it's a very subtle difference and you might not hear it, but when you spell it, you need to get rid of the F, turn it into a V, and then add ES. Okay? So when we do that, we get L-E-A, and then remember we changed our F, so now we have V, and then E always goes after that V, and then S. Leaf turns into leaves. Okay, that's more than one leaf. What do you think this one? Well, we have loaf, like a loaf of bread. That's one loaf of bread that you might get at the bakery or the store, wherever. You have one loaf. Now, what if you have more than one? What do you think that becomes? Well, just like we did with leaf, we're going to take that F off. We're going to change it to a V, and then we're going to add that E that always comes after V's and make it plural with the S. So, if we want to write loaves, like we have more than one loaf, we start with the same spelling, O, but we have loaves now. So we put our V, our E that always goes after the V, and the S to make it plural. Loaves. All right, do you want to see if you can do the last three on your own and then rejoin me? If so, hit pause, see if you can write those on your own, and then play the rest of this video, and we'll go over them together. So for this one, self, like yourself. If we want to talk about more than one, maybe selves, right? More than one, not just one person, not just oneself, but selves. So you go from themself to themselves, ourself to ourselves, myself. We're not going to say myselves. So let's go from self to selves. So one to more than one. Ourselves. We like that ourselves. They themselves appreciate that. Or just selves. So again, you should have started with the same spelling. L. But right when you get to that F, remember you're taking that off, changing it to the V, and adding that E and the S. Selves. There we go. How about shelf? Shelf, like you might put something on the shelf. How would you make that plural? How would you make more than one shelf? You would say shelves. Shelves. Okay? We don't say shelves. We say shelves. So again, you start with the same spelling. L. And then instead of putting that F, change it to a V and add your ES. Shelves. More than one shelf. All right, now I hope you don't have more than one of these. What is this? A wife. Wife. We have that E bossing the I. Wife. A husband is married to his wife. Now, if you're talking about more than one wife, like there are all the wives are getting together next week, that would be spelled how? Well, let's see. I, instead of the F, we're going to change it to the V. We already have that E there, so that stays the same. Wives. We add our S to make it plural. Wives. So there you have it, guys. And remember, English is not easy because we have so many exceptions. There will be exceptions to this rule. But most of the time, when you have a word that ends with an F, you're going to change that F to a V and add ES to make its plural form. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I hope this helps you when you go to spell. Remember, you need to know the tricks, like E and the A. When they are together, they usually say E. They can say eh, but usually they're the two vowels rule where the first one says its name and the second doesn't say anything. Like Eves. This E after V is silent. Here we have two vowels. First one says its name, second doesn't say anything. Loaves. Loaves. Here, we're just going to sound that right out. We've got a trick in this word, S and the H, shh. So you need to know the tricks to be able to read in English and to be able to spell in English. And if you're working with kids who don't know these tricks yet, and you need help learning them, go to kidscanreadandwrite.com or kidscanonlineacademy.com and look for the Black Belt Reading Program. It's a paid program, but I put it all together with videos so that even if you are not a great reader or writer, you can watch the videos along with your child and help your child through the packets, or maybe you want to hire somebody to do that, that's fine too. But that way you just follow along and work your way through, and you will learn a bunch of tricks along with your child. So I've videotaped everything you need to learn to read and write alongside your child. You just have to be able to guide them through the worksheets and help them that way. So it helps if you can read and write. If you can't and you're looking for help for your child, yes, the program would help, but it would be better to have somebody who already knows how to read and write guide them through it. So if you are a good reader and writer, but you just don't know the tricks, easy. Watch the videos with your child, you'll learn them, and you can help very easily go through the packets. If you can't read and write at all, then maybe look for somebody who can to help guide your child through the worksheets. But everything's done for you. You just follow one page after the other. When you've mastered the trick, move to the next one. It's a move at your own pace program. So it's really nice that way. So if you need help, look for that. Remember, go to Kids Can Read and Write or kidscanonlineacademy.com. So hope to see you there. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this helps you as you work on your spelling or your child's spelling, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.